Okay. Hello there. Hello. So a little bit of an explanation for anybody who is trying to watch the session that happened 2-ish weeks ago. Couldn't do it because for some reason my internet sucked ass. Like I said, I don't know exactly why it was doing that. I have no clue. I can't even give you like a good explanation. There's just I just don't know what happened. All I know is I tried streaming like 3 separate times, all of which sucked, and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with uh just anything I was doing, so I just kind of gave up. But I will say that the VOD is indeed on YouTube if you want to go watch that, which hello to everybody on YouTube who is watching. Um, but yes, it is technically up on YouTube, which we do have a YouTube page for anybody who is curious, especially if you want to see the VODs. It's basically the same name as the campaign, The Traveling Hearts. You'll find us there on YouTube as well. We pretty much have up until session 16, which is the most recent. I've been trying to, get into the play of uploading all the streams as best as I can, as quick as I can, which literally means sometimes I stay up at night after session to download everything and then put it up as soon as possible. But luckily enough with Twitch, there is that lucky feature called schedule, which means it goes up when I say it goes up. So it's very helpful. But yes, we are back to streaming. Everything is really good. Everything's running amazing. Um, so yeah, hello and welcome to anybody who is watching, anybody who stops by, anybody who watches the stream. I'm not going to tell people to follow if they don't want to, but if you choose to, thank you. I adore you. That makes me very happy because that just means more people really like what I do. um, but yes, also thank you to anybody who is watching this on YouTube. Thank you so much. I love you all, especially those who are the players and you watch this. Thank you. It makes me happy. Um, but yes, I'm just giving it a little bit extra time. Also, yeah, we did have a late start just because I got off at 7, which is Eastern Standard Time because I'm closer to the east. And I just wanted to give everybody some time to kind of just get everything ready and set. I wasn't going to immediately start as soon as I get home like I usually do, but it works for everybody as best as it can. So let me just let the players know I'm going to be undeafening. So I just want to make sure that they know that way nothing gets said. Uh, but yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be said. Besides the fact that this is session 17, how it works. And no, do not make the jokes about the fucking show that has a similar name. There's a very good reason why it's called this, and I have my notes. I have my detailed notes right next to me. They're not the greatest notes, but that's okay. I will also apologize if you hear any kind of noise because my window is open. Because I have not gotten the chance to really clean my room that much. So it's a little bit hard for everybody else in the house to deal with my room, but that's fine. I'll be cleaning it shortly. So, yes. I don't even know what they're fucking talking about. I can see the things in the no mic. So, I'm just giving them a little bit of a heads up before I start. Because usually how I do things is I tell you guys how everything happened last session and then I tell the group, but it's a lot of just going back and forth. Like I say the same shit again. So I'd rather just wait. Makes the most sense in my honest opinion. So, yeah. And then we will be unmuting. They got everything. Oh, except for one of my friends does not have her thing. That's okay. Wait, okay. So yeah, let's go see them. Hello there.
Hello. Leanne is currently dying.
Oh,
Hi
boy.
guys,
Hi.
I'm fine. I choked on my French fry because Start
Oh.
said
No.
something so fucking funny I couldn't think straight.
Goodness.
I'm good now.
You're good.
I'm good. I hope. I pray.
Also,
Excuse me.
your reactive is
Oh shit! It's still Evie, ain't it?
yeah, it's still Evie. She's joining
No,
us
it's
on
not
this
still.
one. Only those who watch the Siege Rule campaign knows that joke, and hopefully they do know.
Hell yeah.
It will invade every
I
campaign.
imagine that the overlap is quite significant, right?
Probably.
Unless I'm not realizing that the traveling hearts are. I don't know.
You're all good.
Why'd I switch it to Evie like a dumbass? Let me put it on Octavia. I was like, oh yeah. No.
What was that before?
I believe it was on Evie. I clicked Evie a second down. Like, I clicked Evie from the menu because they changed the menu's appearance.
Dr. Pepper spill. Oop. Just a drop, though.
Okay. I still see Evie.
I thought it should be Octavia now.
Um,
Has it not loaded?
I don't know. Let me.
have you clicked switch?
Let's see.
They changed the layout, and I'm suddenly a person who's never used technology in my life.
Button on the right. Press
There
the
we
button on
go.
the right.
It has been. Here's a screenshot from 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, you're all good. I think it either was just taking fucking forever, or who knows.
Who knows?
Okay. So, last time on session 16, after you guys figured out the killer, got him all locked up and whatnot, Octavia, you were told that your uncle had made a couple of trips up to Sanctrum to leave up rewards for someone to find you.
Wild!
For the price of you going up and up and up and up and up to a degree that is unfathomable. It's like, huh? You want that much gold? It's kind of like that.
Can't believe nobody's tried to get me then.
But after seeing all that and whatnot, you guys decided, if I remember correctly, you guys just decided to just get some sleep, which is fair. And after that, you guys woke up and heard some talking below. And I can't remember who you guys saw, but you guys saw some of the councilmen talking to two people who were also looking for you as they came by. And they basically wanted you to come back, but you managed to convince them, no, I don't wanna. And so they begrudgingly said fine, as they had to go. And they did. And after that, you guys got all set up to head out to go on your guys' little mission to the city of elves, Eltaron. And along the way, travel was actually surprisingly very good. Wasn't too many hiccups or bumps or whatnot, for the most part. Except for when you found Quincy, the Azamar, the one who sent the note to Sanctuum and said, hey, there's a problem in this place. Go deal with it. And you guys ended up dealing with it. And so Quincy decided to join you to help you guys out after learning that Eltaron had indeed fallen, and they didn't even notice because it's not visible to them, at least at the distance that they were at. And so you guys traveled a little bit more, and all of a sudden some arrows just come at you. Kind of startled everybody, going, who the fuck's shooting at us? But Auric was able to go figure out who was doing it and found the princess. Could I not have people talking? You guys were able to find the princess. She seems okay. A little bit startled, but she's fine. But after realizing that you guys are heading over to Eltaron to go save the city, she decided to join you as well, so that she can see what has happened since everything has fallen. Why the fuck is there a helicopter close by? Holy crap.
Training. Training.
True. Granted, there's also a hospital, so they could also just be transporting.
No, it's not it's not a care flight.
Ah. Well, it could. Well, there's always helicopters flying over because of the hospital. So it could also just be them for that. But after getting the princess and continuing on your way, as she showed you guys a bridge that you guys can go over safely for the carriages, you guys make your way into the plains area, and you find this little house. And you find a weird machine person who waves you guys over and tells you his name is Guy, and he's the gardener for the person who lives here, who also built him as well. And he shows you guys inside, and you come across an elf who's sitting in a wheelchair. Her eyes are covered, and she has a bunch of other machines right next to her, always by her side. The first one that you guys meet, besides Guy, who's inside, is Styx. And he's a lot more welcoming. He has a lot more, like, tone to him, which can definitely indicate that he's a, much... I don't know what the term, like, not upgraded, but, like, I don't know the word. I can't think of it. But he's a lot more better than Guy in the terms of tech. Fuck! I can't!
You got this. Take a breath. Take a breath.
Technologically.
Yeah, technologically advanced than Guy. And he brings you over to his master, whose name is Luna. And she mentions a couple other machines, one being bread, and then leaf, and then stone, which stone is actually gathering some blueprints, as she wants to help you guys a little bit out with the situation happening with Eltaron, as she has made stuff kinda in the sense designed for protection that Eltaron has used. And she even admits that she has offered upgrades for them, but they have never taken them. Even in all the years that she's made new stuff, they would refuse any upgrades. And so, I think I left you guys out with Stone getting the blueprints, as he is now bringing them over to the dining table that she is at. And I think she also mentions bringing out a certain model, if I remember correctly. I don't know if she said that part, but she's asking for a specific model of it. So yeah. So, as you guys are standing, I would assume, like kind of around the table that Luna is at, with Styx by her side and Stone kind of off to the side, watching the talk happen. Luna motions over to the blueprints in front of her and goes, "Styx, can you bring out model 12, the Knights, please? That's the one that Eltron requested, and I think it should be in this pile." Styx kind of goes, "Okay," and he reaches over and starts fumbling with the rolled up blueprints, and a couple of them actually also fall off the edge a little bit. Only like one or two of them do. But he does end up pulling out the one that's for model 12, called the Knights, and he motions over for Stone to come take the other blueprints, and he does. He kind of gets his arms outstretched and grabs all the blueprints and grabs the ones that had fallen, and he kind of stands off to the side with all the tubes around him, and he looks just like a weird like a child who's holding like wrapping paper tubes, as he's not sure what to do with them next. But Styx then unrolls the very long blueprint, and it fits almost like perfectly on this table. And in front of you is a model of what the Knights look like. Mostly just sketched out. A couple parts are enlarged to show a lot more detail of it. A key thing that you guys would notice on it is the fact that for the arms, mostly the forearms, it's more cylinder base, with what shows the hands, which only has 4 appendages, I think, yeah, that's how you say it, with like a couple notes scrawled in it for you, Auric, and I think Octavia, if you know it. It's written in Elvish,
Okay.
like certain parts of it. Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Okay.
She's gonna try to read it.
Okay. When you look at
Pretty
it,
sure we all know it because 2 elves and, well,
A
someone who
half-elf.
lives as an elf.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. In that case, when you do look at the writings on it, you see certain parts, especially around the arms. It mentions like what it can hold. It even has like just bullet points that's saying what it can hold. One saying pellets, another one saying, in quotes, a smoke bomb ish. It also mentions what are they? Like magical pellets. And then it also has it where it says rope in case. And even when you look at the next part attached to the like there's like a line that attaches that shows the hands where it says retractable appendages, and even shows the comparison of what it would look like, where it's like one side you see all the fingers on it, and then on the other one they're gone. And then when you look over a little bit more, it also shows the close-up of what the face looks like, where it doesn't have a visible mouth, but what looks like a guard that you would see on like a knight's head, except instead of like trying to think of what it is. Hold on, let me just restate it. I'm getting myself fucking confused, and I don't like that. For the mouth guard, it does not show or look like it is something that can be removed, but it looks like how some knights' helmets have these weird little guard pieces where it's like black in a couple areas, but it's like bars in between. I have the drawing of it. Let me actually show that part. I feel like that's
I'm
just
gonna be back in approximately 40 seconds. I have to take the pizza out the oven.
okay.
Ooh, pizza, nice.
Let
Yummy.
me put this in no mic.
Hold on. Ooh. Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. And I'll wait for Leanne. In the meantime, let me get this up.
Wow. How have you been?
Not bad. Work was actually not that horrible
That's good.
today.
Cool. That's nice.
Yeah. How about you?
It was fine.
Nice.
It was randomly 88 degrees today when I got off, so that wasn't the best, but
Um,
Are you back, Leanne? Your thing is...
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
yay.
Thank you. I grabbed some ice too.
Okay. I have in no mic what you can see. I'm
Yippee.
trying to describe.
Wonderful.
But I'm still going to describe it for stream as well.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. After you take a look at the close-up of the face that Luna had sketched out. The fuck is that? There's no noticeable like there's nothing written for the face per se. But when you look down, you come across a close-up of the chest cavity for the knights, which it does show what looks like a small box compartment with a lot of like weird tubing going to the box itself. Some wrapping around others, a couple other things as well. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, except for the little symbols on there. For all of you, I want you to just make me a, what's it called? Because in Dragon's Bane they had language, but I don't think they have that for D&D. Let's see. Do they have a role, like something for language? Let's see. I would say for the writing that's on the chest, like that box chess piece, do a either history or investigation.
I don't have proficiency in either, so let's see what we got. Nice, net 18.
I'm doing a history.
Okay.
Of that is a 21. 14 plus 9.
Okay.
Oh wait. Hold on, was I not supposed or
No, it's for everybody who's
Yeah,
reading
what
it.
was I? Oh, cool. Yeah.
Leon?
14.
14, 18, and you said 20...
21.
21. Okay. So yeah, when you all look at it, for you, Elwyn and Auric, for you two especially, you understand that this is an Elvish, but slightly older Elvish.
Oh.
It's to the point that some of it you can still kind of understand due to some of the like certain lines. It can give you a little bit of that context.
Classes in this. I took classes in this. Back when I was just yay high.
Yeah. I will
And kind of shrinks down to that height.
Aww.
But yeah, when you look at the lettering that's on there, and like I said, you are putting two and two together, you're realizing that what it says on the chest cavity, like the one that is closer to the big tubing, that one says life. The one slightly below it says power. And the one right next to it, let's see, I'm trying to think. That one says control. But also right next to it as well, there's like still more little writing. When you look at that piece as well, this goes for for everybody. Because there's actually little detailed notes right next to it about what it says in regular Elvish. It has little symbols next to the dotted points that are still in the old Elvish, but for at least you, Octavia, since it was kind of hard to understand what it was saying, but when you look at the bullets, like the bullets right next to the chest cavity part, like closest to those letterings, it tells you exactly what other options you had to have it engraved with. There's one that says terminate. There was one that says guard, and then pursuit, and there's like a couple of others as well. And it seems like they're options to have engraved in that little box chest piece that's in the chest cavity.
Okay.
But after you guys take a little bit more in of what is written on the paper, Luna eventually speaks up. She goes, I guess you guys are able to gather what it says on there. Very helpful, because I obviously can't read it, and it probably makes it easier for Styx not to read it out, as I sadly did not program him to read Elvish, sadly. I'm gonna have to adjust that later. But yes, these are the blueprints that Eltron requested for the knights. Some of them, they were different. Some of the knights don't have the same shit. What's it called? Engravings. They don't all have the same engravings on their chest cavity box. As each one is slightly supposed to do something different, there are still a large number of them that they have the same one, and then there's others that have different ones. But they will usually have the same two symbols, which was life and power. That is basically what keeps them active. It's that third symbol that always is going to be different depending on each machine. Hold on, I could turn this down because that's getting loud in my ear. But yeah, for the most part, these are what Eltron used. I've offered them upgrades to the knights. I've offered them a lot of different options. I've even told them we can make the knights more... what's the term? Like more human-like, similar to my more recent ones where they can almost be mistaken for humans. It's a bit uncanny, not gonna lie. But every single time they go, no, they don't want it. And then usually someone else wants them. And I go, okay. Styx, could you tell me, does it stay on there how they're powered? And you see Styx kind of lean over. And he looks around the paper. And he just goes, I don't know. Would it have been written in common? And she goes, it should have, but maybe I didn't read it or put it in common. And if you guys are still looking at it, you do notice that she didn't even put anything down for how it's powered. But yeah, Luna kind of just slumps in her chair a little bit, and you see her hand kind of just go up to her face for a little bit, and she calls over for Stone, and he comes over. She's just like, Stone, can you find the previous model 11, and can you tell me if I put any notes on there for how that one is powered? Because if I remember correctly, 10 through 15 should all be powered the same way for the most part. And you see Stone just go, okay. And you see him just drop all the papers, all the blueprints on the ground. And you see his hands just immediately go and try to find the blueprint and he ends up pulling it out and damn near hitting Styx in his legs. Twitch Styx just reaches down and grabs the blueprint from him and just goes, "Okay, you're good. Now pick up all the papers, please." And he does. He ends up just grabbing all of them, some pointing in different directions, and he just takes a couple steps back away. Twitch, looking back at Styx, he unravels the blueprint and he looks at it. And it takes him a bit before he goes, "Oh, yeah, I see it right here. And yeah, you did write it in common. It says to power 10 through 15, use lightning or the magic ink from the Fae." To which he rolls it back up and Luna goes, "Oh, yeah, forgot. I forgot that I had at least 2 options to get these fuckers running. So, yeah. We can either use lightning to bring them back, or take a trip to the factory and see if my partner has any of the magic ink." To which, for the magic ink, I will have to specify you have to use some kind of way to get it to touch the engravings without it at least touching you. It won't be exactly a good thing if you touch the ink with your hands. We have found ways with using paintbrushes or sticks, or even when we were engraving them, we just put 2 and 2 together, and as we were writing the engravings, it was putting the magic into them. So, got these 2 options.
I'm sorry, this is all going over my head a bit. You said lightning or Fey inks?
Yes, when we were trying to figure out how to keep our machines powered, we had gotten lucky a couple times with that. There's a portal that always comes through here, and it takes you to the Fey realm. Well, we had a couple of some people go there, and we managed to get magical ink that can be applied to the machines to keep them running. It's kind of like if you got, I don't know, something from fairies where it's like that dusting. It kind of can do almost anything from what I can assume, but in the case of the ink, it just keeps things going, from my best understanding.
I see. Eluin, do you have any access to lightning in terms of magic?
Hold on. And she begins flipping through her spell, but I don't believe so. No. Hold on. I think I might. Yes. Brilliant. But I'll need a volunteer.
What was that last
To
part?
do what?
Take a deep breath.
Okay.
By the way, we're doing this now?
On
Sure.
what? On what?
Oh, I guess. No, never mind. Wait,
I'm unclear
Sorry.
what we're doing.
I'm a little confused there.
She was only like,
Ugh.
she was suggesting it because Eltron has a lot of these
Theoretical.
knights. Yeah. And they're all located at Eltron.
It's in the instance when we find that we need to do this, I can bestow someone with dragon's breath. I can give them lightning.
Okay. Well, that will definitely get them back to going. They might be able to go for a little bit. I'm not sure how long. It's been a moment since we've seen how long they last with just lightning alone, but if Elteron can get back to its feet in time, maybe they can get the sources of the magic ink from us as soon as they can. Hopefully after everything gets sorted. Because the lightning is
How
mostly
long
just...
do you figure?
Oh, go for it.
How long do you figure one of these things would run?
If you hit them square in their chest cavity, or at least in that vicinity, they could probably run for about close to 8 hours if we're lucky, if it's strong enough.
Well, that would still be a large help in liberating the city.
Very true. Especially if you can get a lot of them. I don't know exactly where they all kept them, and I don't know what these people might have done to them. For all we know, they could have just dismantled all of them, which it's not like that's gonna stop them, but because I made them so all of my machines after Model 6 do still work, even without a head. It's very helpful. They just can't see anything, but point them in a direction or turn them in a direction, they should be able to work.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yes. But still, hopefully they didn't dismantle them too much, or also they would just be a pile of metal and wires and cords, all that.
Well, I have brought a small, old-fashioned army, so hopefully we can do this the hard way if we need to.
An old-fashioned army. They'll still work. And you see her just kind of tilting her head as she's still just staring at the table. She's like, I don't know if any of them are smart enough to know that you can kind of redirect them, but that'd basically be messing with their program. They wouldn't know exactly how to turn them against others, especially against... And she's just still like kind of mumbling a little bit, to which Styx just puts his hand on her shoulder and just goes, Master, just relax. I can hear your heart racing, even if I theoretically can't hear. To which Luna just shrugs his hand off and goes, still, you just don't know if these people could be smart enough to turn them against others or reprogram them to attack other people who shouldn't. You just never know what some people are capable of. I mean, I highly doubt it. No one's been inside my house to know the blueprints, and I know no one's been at the factory causing a ruckus, so they haven't tried. Either way, if you are able to get them back and running, realistically, they just have trigger words and phrases that they know what to do. They know exactly what to do in case of an emergency. You see her just kind of patting at the table. She's just like, right. And I can't fucking see to write it down, because if I say them, could accidentally trigger one of you guys. That's the downside. less. Sticks. You see the machine just kind of perk back up. He just goes, yes? Goes, run over to the factory. You know the direction. I don't need to tell you where to go. Get my partner. Get her over here. She knows the words. She can write it down. He'll be back. It won't take Sticks forever to get back. Twitch Sticks goes, okay, and kind of just goes past you guys out the door and just closes the door kind of nicely. And you just hear a bunch of just weird, like, compressed air running past the window as you just see him kind of taking off. Which, as soon as he leaves, you actually see one of the other machines coming over with some tea as they set it down for all three of you and puts one in front of Luna as well. I can assume tea's here, so if you guys would like some, you are more than allowed to have some. It's nothing special either. Sorry. But as you guys, if you do take some of the tea, it's very nice. It's nice, warm
Nice.
herb, like very
That's good.
like earthy, kind of sweet kind of tea. And it kind of just wakes you up a little bit more, weirdly enough. But as you guys kind of just wait around, Luna kind of just readjusts her chair just a little bit, and she ends up telling Stone to go take the blueprints back to where they are supposed to be and to make sure that they are in their proper spaces. To which he does, and as he's trotting away, he accidentally drops one of the papers and has to reach down and grab it and keeps on going on his merry way. And I will ask before I continue on, is there anything you guys are wanting to do, or no?
Nope.
Not really. I'm not sure.
So as you guys are just kind of enjoying the time, you hear the door open back up and you see Sticks coming back, and followed right behind is this slightly shorter than Sticks but still kind of tall tiefling who has this very nice pastel pinkish skin, and she is wearing like some like kind of dirty, oiled, muddy outfit on. You can see that it's like this tank top that is, like I said, it's brown, but it has some stains on it, along with just normal pants and some boots. And you see her just kind of coming in, and she looks over and around, and she's just like, Luna, why did you call for me? Luna replies, because I need you to write down the trigger words so that these people close by can have them in case they need to get the knights that are at Elteron to activate. To which she replies back, Are you sure that that's a good idea? I mean, Eltron's fine, correct? I would assume, so why do they need to know? Luna replies back, well, Eltron is not fine, actually. It is basically not itself anymore. It's not even what you could consider a city. It's taken over. And more than likely, these people may or may not have turned off. I don't even know how they would have turned them off, but might have turned off the knights there. And if they can get them back on, they need to know the words to get the knights to do their job. To which I know some of them probably are going to do what they do best, which is terminate. Because weirdly enough, that's what they wanted. To which the Tiefling just sighs and goes, ah, fine. Okay, I'll go find some paper and I'll write it all down for them. But you took me away from what you wanted me to do, woman. I swear. And she goes and walks away for a second and finds some paper, and she ends up writing on it in Elvish what the trigger words are, which I'll write them down in just a moment, and I'll just put it in no mic in just a second. But she writes down all the words and what they're supposed to do, and to be careful about stating them as well. She even says to whoever ends up taking it, try not to say them so quickly, and if you are going to say them, say it in your head. That way you don't say them, because once you say the words, they're activated. There's nothing you can stop them besides, I know there's an other word that gets them to stop, but I guess it could be just stop. That might get them to stop on what they're doing. But yeah, once you find them, once you get them back to life, and once they ask for any kind of direction, just take them to where you need them, and just use whichever one looks good. Not all of them are going to be triggered by the same word. Some will, some won't. Just say one that you think all of them are going to be affected by. And they'll do their job. They know exactly what to do. They don't need any kind of guidance. And with that, like I said, she just hands it to whoever is wanting to hold on to it.
And I guess Orc will take that.
Okay. She hands it off to you, and she also notices the Royal Guard attire, and she goes, and you survived all this. Oh, she's talking to Oric. She's saying, like,
Yeah.
And you survived all this.
Yes, it's... Looking back at everything that happened, it honestly doesn't feel real sometimes that I'm still here, but... I made it. And I'll do everything I can to make sure that those who didn't die in vain.
That's good. I mean, sometimes it's good to still know that you're alive even through a difficult situation. Especially one where
Indeed.
you were probably supposed to. And as she says that last part, you kind of notice her eyes kind of linger over to Luna, who's still sitting at the table. And with that part, can you give me an insight check real quick?
Certainly. That is an 8.
You're not too sure why the Tiefling kind of looked over at Luna. But a tiny bit of curiosity kind of lingers in your brain a little bit with the thought of, did something happen? Did someone try to hurt Luna, or did someone try to hurt the Tiefling? It's not too sure, but it's there. There's something.
Hmm.
But as soon as you noticed it, you notice her eyes just kind of go back to looking at you and just goes, "Right. I need to get back to my work. I hope you guys are able to liberate Eltron from its madness that it's going through. And as soon as it does,
Of course.
I would love to hear from you guys, especially on if you guys need to have these fucking knights upgraded. I swear, they need them. These knights, they may be good at some things, but they could definitely be improved. But yes, I need to get back to what I'm doing. I have so much that I need to do some studying on.
Of course. Thank you for your help here.
No problem. And you see her kind of just nod over at Luna, but obviously Luna doesn't notice it. And she exits the house and it just closes right behind her. Which, with that, Luna kind of just takes in a deep sigh. And she says, hold on, what is she saying? Trying to think. She ends up, no. I don't know. Brain. It's tired.
I feel you.
Actually, Luna ends up, like, moving her wheelchair back from the table. And she turns it in the general direction of where she thinks everybody is. To which she ends up kind of looking in the direction towards the door, as that was the last thing that she could hear from that direction. And she just goes, well, I guess you guys should be making on your way. It is getting kind of late. If there is anything you guys do need, I'm always here. If you guys do need any kind of help, just shoot me a message. I do respond to those, actually, funny enough. And I can try to see who I can send up to help you guys. I don't have a lot here that can help, as they have to help me due to my condition, but I can at least get a hold of my partner and she can send over any of the prototypes that we're still tinkering on. It'll be a good way to see how they fare with a battle.
Indeed. And in a few years' time, hopefully I'll be back here discussing defense contracts for a free Eltron.
Yes. But yes, I would love to hear that. But, like I said, if you guys still need anything, just let me know. If not, I can have Styx lead you out if you would like.
I appreciate that, yes.
Okay? And with that, as Styx leads you guys towards the door, he takes a step outside with you, and he looks at you three and just goes, "Thank you guys. It's not every day that she gets...
Anytime.
It's not every day that she gets visitors, and she's not always kept up to date on things that are happening, and I can't blame her for not knowing that something bad had happened, especially with how close we are to the city. We're still good miles away, but we're pretty close to them. And if I remember correctly, she used to be from there, but has left after some time.
Honestly, it's quite brave of her to still be living this close.
I mean, home is home to her.
I certainly wouldn't ask anyone to move farther away from our home.
Yes. She used to always go by when she had her sight and visit the place, especially the beaches. But she hasn't been able to since her accident.
Hmm.
And he kind of looks back at the door and then back at you guys and just goes, that accident, it caused a lot to her. It still sometimes makes her feel like that she shouldn't have lived past what happened, and sometimes she just feels like she should have been able to cure herself from it. But no matter how many times I've told her, even after it happened, after so many times of her requesting cleric after cleric after cleric, even after healing potions, she keeps thinking that it's going to bring her sight back, but I think she's grown to accept it. Ish. But
I don't know how much you gotta really get used to that sort of thing.
I think for at least her, it took her a couple centuries or so. She would still be
That's understandable.
she would still be trying to climb up the stairs or go into the basement or try to walk outside, and every single time I'd find her getting bruises on her because of walking into walls or chairs or the others or tripping over something. At some point we had to commission somebody to make her wheelchair. She didn't want to use it until I told her, you either use it or you're staying bedridden. She said, I don't want to stay bedridden. And when he says that bedridden part, it almost sounds exactly like her voice. Just with a little bit more of a static to it. But it almost sounds exactly like how Luna talks. But he continues. Once she was finally able to accept the wheelchair, I showed her that I could take her anywhere she wanted. I would take her outside, I'd tell her exactly what I could see, and started to make her happy a little bit. Hopefully when all this is liberated and everything is back to normal, maybe we could find a wagon. We could all go down to the beach and I could... And he was about to say show before he corrects himself and goes, I can describe the beach for her, and I can take her down there.
I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
Very. But I shouldn't hold you guys up too long. You guys have a mission you gotta do.
Indeed.
Good luck to you three.
Thank you. I hope we won't need it.
And with that, he turns and walks back inside the house. As you hear it just click, and then a couple more clicks as you hear the locks going back into place. And even as you guys start to head away from the house, you just hear from a distance, bye-bye. As if you look, you see Guy, the gardener, just kind of weirdly waving his hand back and forth, but not like fluid like a human hand. It's just direction, back and forth, very stiffly.
Or it quivs back.
And Guy just continues until you guys are just a little further away before he turns and you see him just going right back over to the garden and working on it a little bit more. And with that, and the knowledge of the words that will get the knights to reawake, to like get them to do something, you guys head back to where the group had stopped. You see them actually had made a stop close to where some more trees form, and where it was where you guys are at, which is mostly the grass. And you see them all had made a small temporary little camp. They don't have anything set up. They don't have any of their bed scrolls and tents and whatnot set up just yet, but they do have a rather big fire in a couple different areas with different groups of people all sitting together, all talking amongst each other, also eating some food as well, as you hear a couple of them just mentioning, man, I'm hungry. Hear a couple other people going, yeah, but you got to admit, having food on the road in this kind of setting is kind of nice. It's a pain in the ass, but it's whatever.
There's a charm to it.
You see, even he gets it. He understands. You got to understand it too. Once you're able to do something like this, it's nice and comfy. It's weird. It's a weird one. But as you guys are just kind of moseying around, looking at everybody, and also taking in the sight of the sun, you notice that it is kind of setting a little bit of a sunset around you. And you see one of the people who joined you come up to you guys and go, do you think it would be best to walk a little bit more or to stay here for the night? I mean, it's already kind of getting late. And
Yeah, the sun is setting. We don't want to overextend ourselves.
yeah, that would probably be good. I'll let the others know that. That way they can get themselves settled. And you see him just kind of walking away. And you see his hands just kind of moving, just telling people, like, you sit up over there, you go over there. Those kind of hand motions. And as everybody is setting up for the night, people still have their campfires. Different groups of people are telling stories amongst themselves. Hell, you even see some people who had kind of snuck in some alcohol a little bit. And you see some people just kind of enjoying their time, singing some songs from Sanctum and whatnot, and enjoying some drinks amongst each other. My goodness.
Glad morale is still high.
Yeah. I will say, I was not talking to you, cat. Why are you chirping? I could have started. I just hear chirp behind me. I'm like, what? Why? But yes, as you have said that, you actually feel a hand on your shoulder as you see Quincy with a small little drink in her hand, and it's a very, very nice color, even though it's kind of hard to see what it possibly could be, but it looks kind of nice. She just kind of leans, no, stop it. No. Sorry. My cat. My cat was trying to get on my lap, and I don't need that. But yes, you look and see Quincy with a drink in her hand, as she kind of just leans, or like puts a little bit of weight on your shoulder. She goes, keeping morale high is the best thing to do, and it's the easiest thing to do sometimes. All you need is a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of some fun. As she says each part, she's actually pointing at different groups of people doing those exact things. She's like, and best of all, hope. A little bit of hope. It keeps people going.
It's certainly a big part of the reason I've been able to come this far.
Yes. I mean, it works for me too. I may not drink a lot, or I might not be enjoying songs and whatnot, but I've been enjoying adventuring. Been doing it for a good while. Kinda get used to it a little bit. But the morale is always gonna be there. Even when you cannot understand your fucking dad's prophecies. It's not easy being an Aasimar.
Well, sometimes you have to have a bit of faith, or a lot of it, I suppose.
Yeah, a little bit of faith. Yeah. Especially if you're a cleric.
It's most of the job, as I understand.
Yeah. I mean, in the case of me, I literally just have to listen to what my dad says. And if my dad says to do that, I gotta do it. If he says, you gotta take care of this problem, and obviously doesn't tell me that's what you're supposed to do, makes it a little bit tough. I was actually shocked that you guys could figure out what the hell my vision was when it came to those village people.
It certainly wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, same here. I was not expecting it to actually be a fucking goddess stuck in there. I thought it was like a spirit or something. Or what it looked like. But she's free. The gods are happy. Can't complain.
There are some things you have to accept that you'll never really understand and you just have to move past them.
Yeah. Even in the case of where you're supposed to, for some reason. There's actually a day I got a vision. And for some reason, I saw two different groups of people. I saw a bunch of humans. I saw a bunch of half-orcs. There was some kind of problem, and I assumed, oh, the half-orcs were probably doing something they shouldn't do. Because you know the stories. So I went there. Tried to take care of it. Wasn't working. So I said, well, you guys can figure it out. I walked away for a little bit, and then I heard a bunch of screaming. Heard it from the humans. I came back, tried to start a fight, but everybody kind of stopped and realized, oh no, it's Quincy, we shouldn't fight, because I can kind of whoop some ass if I get mad. And I told him, well, yeah, you guys are fighting over nothing. To which the half-orc said, no, we are fighting for a good reason. They are trying to take over our camp because they are wanting to steal from the bodies we have buried of our kin. All because we put jewelry with it and prized possessions because they're greedy little fucks. And for some reason, the humans didn't want to tell me the truth on that one until they said all of that. And they said, well, you can't blame us. They have good stuff that are magical. Can you blame us for that? And I said, yeah, I can blame you for it. Why would you do that? That is beyond stupid. I eventually got them all to calm down and realize, don't do that. So far, they've been fine. I go visit them sometimes.
You'd be surprised how many problems just come from basic arrogance.
You are completely right on that one, my friend.
I wonder how the whole bandit invasion even started. Was it something as simple?
Oh, yeah, who knows? I mean, the most I can at least remember from that vision, which has been a good couple years, was there was just a bunch of people. So many people. What else was part of that one? You see her just kind of pondering as she's like taking her hand off your shoulder, and it's up like near, like she's just kind of like rubbing her face a little bit, trying to figure out what it was. She kind of just goes, it's been too long. I've forgotten about the prophecy or the vision. At this point, for all I care, I don't care who started it. I just want whoever did it to be gone. And hopefully everybody's alive.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. Granted, granted
Pass.
I think it might have been a large group of people. If I remember it. I don't know how many. Looked like a lot. Probably bigger than this group here, maybe.
I don't even want to imagine how many it is now. You know, they've made themselves at home.
Yeah. They might have been able to, like, in some way recruit people who might have been too scared to leave and just don't want to be killed.
Yeah, certainly easy to continue such a thing than start it.
True. That's how a lot of places work. It's like, oh, we're big and strong. We won't hurt you if you join us. People do. They want that protection.
Loath
If
as I
there's
am to
one
admit
thing
it,
I've learned, the people do love security.
even if it is a bit disappointing, I wouldn't resent anyone for doing what was necessary to ensure our own safety.
That is true. I've seen it multiple times. Well, not too many times, but a lot. Where some people just follow in others' footsteps so that they don't get hurt.
It's just the way things go.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go join the others that are getting drunk off their asses. They look like they're having fun. And I need to join that.
By all means.
You guys get good night's sleep if you can. I'm sorry if we get too loud. Apologize now.
Well, none of us sleep. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Half elf does.
I mean, a lot of us do sleep normally. Even if it is a little weird. Could get unlucky and get sucked somewhere else. Yeah. Either way, you guys have fun.
On occasion.
Yeah.
Will do.
And as you guys watch Quincy just kind of stumble a little bit as she walks over to the group of people that are also drinking a lot. And she kind of just takes a seat next to one of them. And you can very easily see one of them just giving her a lot more to drink. But yeah, is there anything you guys would like to do at all real quick, or?
Oh, actually,
Ooh.
Auric will seek out where the princess went.
Okay. As you look around the camp to try and find the princess, you end up finding her a little bit like further in the forest. She's still very close to the camp, but you see her having actually made her own small little fire, her own little bonfire. And you see that she has her own little tent kind of set up, very haphazardly, not the greatest, but it's doing her well by the looks of it.
Hello, princess. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Oh, No, you are okay. You see her kind of just snapping from looking at the fire to looking back up at you. Just goes, I'm good. I was just in a deep thought for a second, but it's okay. Is everything okay?
Everything's perfectly fine. And Orc will take off one of his rings. This is a ring of spell storing. I've filled it with some basic protective magic. I wanted you to have it.
Oh, oh, okay. And you see her just taking the ring and placing it
Oh shit.
on one of her fingers.
I'm sworn to keep you safe by any means, and this should help with that quite a bit.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Oric. I mean, I can't say I've been doing pretty good on my own, but this will definitely help. Thank you.
That's all I can hope for. I wish you a good rest.
You as well. And she kind of just goes back to staring at the fire a little bit more. Let me find that. Let's see, ring. Let's see.
I can keep track of that on my own sheet. It is a ring of spell storing with 3 casts of shield and 2 casts of silvery barbs.
Gotcha.
Well, that's
Oh,
good to have some
man.
insurance on this kind of thing.
The fuck you can't hit me ring.
The nuh-uh.
Ring of nuh-uh.
Let's see. You said spell turning, correct? Or what?
Ring of spell storing.
Storing. There it is. Add. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna add that to a little bit of the notes. You said there's like 3 charges of 2 of shield.
3 of shield, 2 of silvery barbs.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I got that added to her. And then was there anything else anybody else wanted to do?
Not sure.
Okay. If anything, we can go into sleep mode.
Yeah, one.
And so, okay. Everybody goes and rests and sleeps for the night. It's a bit hard to sleep since some people were still wanting to stay up and kind of enjoy the night a little bit longer. But eventually it does die down with them and it does turn very quiet for everybody. For the most part, for everybody, sleep is very nice. The trances are nice. Everything goes very well. Sleep is amazing. And as everybody wakes back up and starts getting everything packed, some people are still quenching the fire from some of the bonfires, since some of them might have still been glowing a little bit, and just wanted to double check. You guys start to make your way in the direction of Eltaron, and in doing so, let's see, make sure you guys head out. The days go very nicely. your first day after the first day after meeting Luna and her machines goes very smoothly. There's not a whole lot of issues. You guys did have to try and find another bridge to go over another small stream of water. And you guys were able to very safely. As you guys are still making your way through the forest, it becomes just a little bit harder to see a little bit. In the case of that, if you guys would like to give me survival checks real quick.
Certainly. Do I still have?
Yep.
No, I do not. Oh well. 3.
Survival.
3.
15.
15.
Yep.
Okay.
10.
10. Okay. With the 15, you're pretty good. You get through some of the areas that are a little bit tougher to get through. You even help out
Yes.
Auric with trying to get through a little bit as he's kind of just hitting some different kind of plants. Damn near like tripping on some of the roots that are kind of coming up that were kind of hard to see because they were covered. And Octavia, you said, what was your number again? 8?
10, I think.
10?
10.
Okay. Even for you, it's a little bit tricky, but you're able to still get over a couple areas. Like I said, it's still a bit hard on some areas that you couldn't quite see that there was like a root that was uplifted a little bit since it was covered, so you almost tripped, but luckily enough you had a couple people around you helping you back up and making sure that you don't fall completely onto the ground.
Sorry, need some help there? No, sorry, you need some help there? You were stumbling.
I'm okay.
Okay. Good to hear.
Thank you.
But like I said, as you guys continue through the jungle, you guys start to get a little bit more used to how this area works. It's a little bit more trickier than some of the other areas closer to Sanctum was. But like I said, you guys adjust to it pretty well. And by the time it is going to sunset now, you guys are... Okay, that fell. You guys are just now getting out of the dense forest, and you guys are now in a more plains, almost sandy area, and you are definitely getting a lot closer to Eltron. As from what you can see, you probably only have at least a day or two, maybe 3, if anything happens, of travel.
Auric at this point would definitely be keeping an eye out for any kind of patrols from the Bandits Guild.
Okay. I will say, as you guys are getting out and are starting to make camp once more, you take in the area and you get a little bit of a breeze coming through. It's nothing too harsh, just kind of a nice, cool breeze. But you don't hear anything, and you don't see anything, and you don't feel like anything's coming close.
Safe for now, I suppose.
Yes, safe indeed. As everybody gets the camp set up once more, people are doing their own separate bonfires, trying to keep it a little bit more minimum at this point. You actually see a lot more people surrounding like some of the bonfires to a point that it's like almost impossible to sit all together. But they're trying to make it a little bit bigger at the same time. That way they can fit more people. That way you don't have a whole bunch of separate bonfires. You even see that at this point, you do notice that they have tried to keep it down to at least 4 bonfires. Previously, it's been like maybe 7, since some people just wanted their own. Some people just wanted one for them and their friends and whatnot. Now it's like down to 4 big bonfires that everybody sits at. And you even notice the princess and Quincy both sitting at one together. Quincy kind of just talking to the princess like it's nothing, like they're just pals, that there's nothing like keeping them different from each other. And even for you, Oric, you notice that the princess is enjoying her time here. She seems like she's having a lot of fun.
It's a sight I wasn't quite sure I'd get to see again.
Yes. But as everybody makes their camp and whatnot, everybody getting ready for bed and whatnot, and everybody is drifting off to sleep and having their dreams and once again, whatnot. For you, Octavia,
Yes.
you are once again not in your usual place that you have your dreams, where whatever your dreams are typically like, you're not back there again. This time, you're once again standing on those cloud-like things, and you recognize it as the place you were once at when you met that goddess who kind of showed you that this is where a lot of the other gods usually are at. And
Oh.
as you kind of, I would assume, are looking around trying to see, okay, this is where I'm at, as you go to kind of like look back straight again, you are greeted by that goddess that you had saved once again. But this time she is kind of like slightly taller than you. She's definitely shrinked herself down a bit so that you guys are closer in size. And you see her just looking at you, a little bit of a smile.
She smiles back.
Oh, Octavia, you're back here once again. I see you are having a little bit of fun down there.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
That's wonderful. You know how I had asked you if you would like to entertain us up here, and I would give you some time to still think about it, because you know it's such a big thing for some mortals to be adjusting or not sure if they would like to do it.
I mean, I'm all for it, but will it be easy to transfer between?
Well, that's a little bit of the tricky part. Like I said, time works differently in different areas. Some places it's an almost exact ratio to time. Others it might span a little bit. And sometimes every second you're in one place, you're almost going through an entire year in another. For the case of us, it's slightly one-to-one. Every minute you're up here is almost a minute down on the mortal planes. Maybe off by a minute or two. Who knows? It's hard to keep track.
Only a minute or two?
Roughly. But it also depends on how much you'd be doing here.
Like, I'd love to be here, but I have, people in my plane who are depending on me at the moment.
And I can definitely see that. I can see you and your little friends going on this giant quest to rescue a city that has been overtaken by those who are. And she pauses at that part. Slightly conniving.
Oh?
Yes. We see all of what humans and elves and whatnot like to do. And sometimes we get asked, well, why don't you do something? And all I keep thinking is, that's not my job. I'm not the one that stops people from behavior. If they really want to get someone involved, especially if they use magic, you gotta go to the goddess herself for that one. And even still, you expect her to do her job when her mother is up her ass asking her, hey, give this creature that I just created magic, just so it can stay alive a little longer. That woman has no backbone for herself. She's a little pawn for her own mother.
Oh, that's not a very nice thing to say.
I mean, it's the truth. Have you seen her
You think
mother?
so? I don't believe I have.
Well, trust me, not many people would like to. There's only one being who has, and quite frankly, I don't get how they're not scared.
Maybe they're just really brave.
Or very dumb. Who knows? Other than that, I do understand. Like I said, if you do agree, it's not going to be immediately. It's not like it's going to happen tonight. It would just be a time that
Excuse me.
works best for all of us. Especially if we can manage to get Life to come back up here and actually be part with us, as he's made promises in the past. But trying to reason with that god is like trying to reason with a snail. But still, it's up to you. And I can definitely give you a couple more days.
That would be nice.
Okay. Well, I will come back and see you in a couple days. Hopefully by then you'll be alive after your little skirmish.
I'm sure we would.
I'm sure. Granted, if you do die, I could take your soul and have you be in my domain. That'd be nice.
Excuse me?
My soul?
Hold on.
I
I'm
mean,
interested.
Zolo doesn't have to take your soul. He does, and then takes you to his wife, but he doesn't have to. I could.
I think I kind of need to keep that, though, right?
Interested. Hold on.
Are you teleporting yourself to this conversation, Elowen?
She said, let me get in this stream real quick.
Let me just stick myself in here. It's like her subconscious just hears in the far distance soul and just goes, huh?
Astral projects out of
Octavia's-
sheer
That's some
curiosity.
That sounds like some necromancy shenanigans to me.
Mm.
She thinks.
Octavia's tossing and
Outside
turning,
of
and
the
she's supposed to be trancing, but
very
she's
realm.
fucking tossing and turning. And Halloween's just there like, what the fuck is she saying? Soul!
How can I get into this? I mean, if... Ooh, what would be a good one for this one? If you want to try... What would it be? What would that be?
Wait, what is it? What would you? What do you?
Well, I mean, if you want to
can
give it a
do
try to get into that
No,
conversation.
no, no. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. It was,
Okay.
It was mostly just being silly.
Okay. I was just saying, like, could find a way. But if it's being silly, it's all good.
And she goes, I think I need my soul.
Well, yes, you need your soul when you're alive, but if you were dead, who do you think takes your soul, sweetie?
Oh, well, I kind of always figured it would be anyone who wanted it.
Well, I mean, if you make one with an archdevil, then you go to the hells, typically, unless you break the contract. But when you die, Zolo takes you. He's like the little ferryman, you could call him. The little ferryman. You know, the guy that rows the boat. Except he doesn't row a boat. He just takes your soul into his little cloak. And you guys go to where his wife is. And he presents you there, and God knows what she does. No one sees that. But like I said, I could take your soul, and you could be with me in my domain.
Well, that sounds very nice.
Would you like me to if something were to happen to you?
Do you get to see people I used to know?
I could allow it. Do a little bit of a 50-50 where you go to the afterlife that you were destined to go to. I just have to talk to Repeta. And if we can make an agreement with her, maybe she could allow a little bit of a 50-50 like custody. You go to that afterlife. Sometimes you come to me.
Okay. I mean, that sounds pretty fair.
Okay. Like I said, it would only happen if you died. I'm not gonna take your soul immediately. I'm not that evil. Could 100% be evil, but I'm not evil.
Well, thank you for not that.
Sorry, what was that? Leon?
Oh, she said, thank you for not being evil.
Yeah. You're very lucky on that one, especially since you saved me. I don't even know what would have happened if I had not been freed. So, yes. A lot of it just comes down to the usual kind of bullshit that could happen, where it's like, oh, you have my soul. I want your soul. Yada, yada, yada. Stupid shit. Like I said, she's not an archdevil. She's not from the hells. She's just herself. But she reaches out her hand and just goes, well, I mean, if it is a deal, I would like you to keep your word on it.
Please no. Don't do
No.
it.
A deal? Usually, when I say make any type of deal, my uncle reads over the documents first. Can he read over these?
I can't transport him to here if he's already doing his own things, especially if he's not asleep. And these aren't just
Oh.
documents, I'm just verbally telling you exactly what our deal is.
No, I mean like metaphorically. But
The deal is simple. If you die, we would have an agreement with Repeta where you could spend time in the afterlife she designs for you, and you spend time in my realm.
what did both of those look like?
Well, it depends. If you've been a good soul, a good person, your afterlife with Repeta is very simple. It's very nice, very relaxing, very calming. I've seen it. It's quite beautiful what she can come up with for people. If you've been slightly good, you're not going to go immediately to the hells. Your afterlife is just more boring. Now, if you've done bad things, well, she sends you straight to the hells. And that's where you stay.
Hmm.
Now, granted, the hells, I have
I don't think
no
I've
clue.
done. I don't think I've done many bad things.
Well, like I said, she judges you. So if she can understand why you may have done something, and it could have been seen as childish, or you were just young, or self-defense, there's a lot of ways. She's very honest. She's very forgiving.
Good, because I'm often pretty childish.
We all have. I've seen so many different souls that have gone to her, because I've seen them. And you would think they should have gone to the hells. But there was a reason why they did some of what they did. Not many, though. Hearing their screams go down to the hells is quite saddening.
Huh.
Still, there's nothing else behind it. It's very simple. You die. We figure out your arrangement with the afterlife. But you also spend time in my realm. And my realm is not horrible. I'm a love goddess. Minor one, but still love goddess.
Is there any is there a reason them in particular?
Them who?
Like, for the two of you and she takes a long time trying to think of how she wants to phrase this, but basically what Octavia is getting at is if by choosing now she'll never get the chance to pick, and she's wondering if she'll make the wrong choice.
I mean, when you die, you already go to Zolo and he takes you to his wife, Repeta, and that's where the judgment is. It's already a
But-
guarantee.
Oh.
Unless for some
Okay.
reason you don't get found by Zolo, which is damn near hard for him to ever miss a soul. If that happens, you stay here on this little planet until he finds you. After that, like I said, you go to his wife, she judges you, and you go to an afterlife. And that's what always happens to every soul. Unless, like I said, you've done bad, you've been a bad soul, and then you go to the hells. I can still give you time to think it over.
She nods. Usually choices like this are made for me.
Why would you let someone else make the choice for you? You should be allowed to make your own choices. That's the free will that a lot of us gods have given to you mortals. The freedom to choose what you want to do. I'm a love goddess for a reason. If someone loves another, why should I discriminate against their love as long as it doesn't hurt somebody? Just like with any decision. If someone chooses to do bad, they choose to do bad. If they choose to do good, they choose to do good. If they wish to be mighty and strong, they choose that. Everybody has a choice. Letting someone else decide that for you is sad. At least to me. I didn't have a choice when my whole body was put in the pond. It sucked. It's very depressing.
Sorry about that.
It's not your fault. Those crazy women just wanted to be away from men, and they decided to use me for their own stupid decisions. I
Huh.
personally got to choose where they went because they directly hurt me. That is the one time they don't get a choice. Because they broke my autonomy. But likewise, it will always be your choice on what you want to do, darling. If you wish to go about your life and end up in a peaceful afterlife that is fitting for you, you're allowed. Or if you want to have a bit of a mixture where you get to have your afterlife, but also get to spend time in my domain, you can. Or like I said, spending with any domain. Imagine spending it in the afterlife with the god of nature. I've seen it. It's quite beautiful, weirdly enough. A lot of the druids love it there. Granted, I can't tell if they're actually there most of the time because most of the time they look like they're high. But they have fun. And don't even get me started on the ones that go to the one with the ocean. I don't even talk about that one.
Good to know. Well, I'll definitely, I appreciate the offer, and I appreciate the time of thinking of the offer.
I like giving others options. But even so, a lot of times, choices are always for your own. You can choose whatever you want. I'm not here to force you. That goes against my own principles. But I will give you some time to think about it. And
Well,
whenever
thank you. I definitely will try.
you have a good a decision, just think of me. Think of the goddess that you saved. And I'll come to you. And I will ask you what you would like. And it's not going to hurt me if you say no.
That's good to know.
But I'll send you on your way. I'll let you have your dreams. You already are showing a little bit of tiredness. I can see it in your eyes. And as she points that out, you actually do feel a little bit, weirdly enough, of tiredness. And
Thank you.
it's no problem. Go have your dreams. And as she says the last part, her hand touches your head, and you're just transported back into a random dream that you normally would have had. And as everybody is waking up from their sleep and getting started on the day, getting everything packed up and whatnot, and getting ready for some more traveling, You guys take up your normal spots that you would have taken as you guys are making your way towards the very obvious spot that you're going towards. Oric, you actually notice the princess coming up next to you as she is taking in the sight of her once home, and you even see her kind of just looking very sad. She doesn't have any
It's a
tears.
bittersweet view, isn't it?
Yeah, I have never gotten to see this place outside the walls often, except for when we're
Nor have
traveling.
I.
Yeah. It's very surreal. I'm actually shocked that they kept everything still intact. But they are probably very smart in knowing not to do that. Probably,
I suppose so. There's surprisingly many people I've spoken to who didn't even know it had fallen.
I'm shocked. But then again, maybe they knew better. Maybe
I suppose so.
maybe they knew if you were taking out one of the towers, it would alert everybody. I just can't wait to be back inside. I know it'll be different. I know it won't be the same. But we can at least try to save it and then rebuild it.
Indeed.
And with that, you guys keep on traveling. And even though it feels like you're not making much progress, since a lot of it is like grassy area that is slowly mixing into what feels like sand, you are definitely making a lot of progress when you look back and you see that the forest is like very, very far away. Like it is almost like out of eyesight as you guys are kind of like going up and down some of these hills that are around. And you guys just keep on traveling a little bit more. And at some point, like I said, you're getting like very close, but the sun is still setting once more. You realize that you'll have to make one more camp before you get there. And as you guys do actually start setting everything up, getting all the bonfires start, once again, they're actually trying to condense the bonfire as much as possible, and they've actually gotten it to where it is just one big giant bonfire to where it fits everybody on there. Well, almost everybody. There's still some people who can't sit around the fire, so some of them are just standing around, but it almost gets everybody inside, like around. And people are still just enjoying their time. They are having a blast. They are definitely still taking it serious, but they seem like they're kind of just making everybody comfortable, trying to make sure no one freaks out, nobody is getting scared or like cold feet, you know. You even hear some of the slightly younger people kind of just going, "Oh, I wonder what this place is gonna look like. I've never seen the city." And someone just goes, "Well, we know it's kind of destroyed, so it's not gonna look its best, but it might still look nice." I've heard they got like those colorful windows, you know, like the one in that one church that we have. I think they have those. Hear another just go, "I've heard that they have strange rules for those who are not from there." And they go, "Well, yeah, it's a bunch of elves and people similar to them. Some of us are probably not going to fit through. Especially you, Dragonborn. You might not be able to fit through some of the doors." To which the Dragonborn that just got called out just goes, "Yeah, no shit. I'm too big. Can't fit through doors. That's why my custom at home. We'll make doors here. It'll be fine." And he kind of just goes back to eating whatever food he was eating before he got called out. But like I said, the evening actually goes very nicely. Everybody's enjoying their time. I will say, I can't remember your guys' passive perception. What are they again?
Let me see. 13.
13,
10.
10,
10.
10. Okay. For you, Auric, you can kind of hear something.
Hmm.
It almost sounds like it's either horses or feet. But it sounds a little bit further away. And when you try to like pinpoint exactly where, your only guess is it's coming from the direction you guys are heading towards. But that's about it. For
Oric will try to get a better vantage point without exposing himself too much.
okay, you try and find a place to kind of get a better look ish. But sadly, there's like not a whole lot of trees, but you do go up one of the hills that is close by, and when you do look, you do have dark vision. It's about 30, 60 feet.
60 feet.
60 feet. Uh, you can kind of make out at least 3 people ish. It's hard to say what they are because of how far away they are a little bit. They're at least 60, kind of pushing that 65 range ish. But you can see them, but it's hard to tell who they are.
How far is Oric from the rest of the camp currently?
To get to the hill that you were on, you're at least less than 15 feet away.
Okay. Oric will wait there for a minute to see if they're approaching the camp.
Okay. As you just kind of watch them for a moment, you slowly start to realize that they are kind of coming close to you where the camp is. And as they are getting closer and closer, you can actually see from one of the eyes that you can kind of make out that they are looking at the smoke trail from the bonfire.
Oric will quickly head back to camp, find Elwood and Octavia, and warn them that someone's coming.
See.
There's only a few of them, so I doubt there'll be any major threat, but we should still prepare ourselves in the event
Oh,
that this is a
goodness.
hostile encounter.
She nods and immediately gets her rapier out.
So you get your rapier out. What about you, Elwyn and Auric? Are you getting your weapons out?
Yep, Oric's already got his crossbow.
Kind of getting the what's it called at the ready.
Okay.
The things.
Yeah, your guys.
Skeletons.
Yes.
As you guys are
You mean my bodyguard?
Naturally.
as you guys are getting yourself kind of prepared, some of the others kind of do take notice, but they don't really say too much. They kind of just look and go, okay. They're kind of just really preoccupied with their own shit, except for one who does call out to you guys and go, "Hey, what's up? Is everything okay?" Do we?
Remain calm, but we do have a few people approaching us of unknown affiliation.
Okay. I will kind of spread the word to make sure everybody has what they need on hand, okay?
Good call.
And you do actually start to hear the one guy kind of whispering to the others, like, "Hey, get your sword, or get this, get that." You know, he's just kind of telling them, "Get what you need, get what you can use." And you kind of do hear a couple people slightly unsheathing their weapons a little bit. You hear like the little uh, sound that they make as they do that. And as you guys stand ready and prepared for whoever is coming at you, you do start to see them a little bit better, and you come across and are able to see three different people. Hold on. Sorry, I had my mom get me something real quick. You see one you can only assume is a human, as most of their head is kind of covered, but they do look like they have somewhat human-ish skin color. The one right next to him, you see, looks like a gnome. And right on the other side is someone a little bit smaller, and you realize it looks like a goblin right next to him. And they are still just making their way towards you. And at some point, they are about 30 to 25 feet away from you before they stop and realize they kind of just been caught. They were not even really paying attention that there was someone standing there looking at them. And you see the one who was in center just going, "Who are you people? What are you doing here? State your business."
You first.
Well, I asked the question first.
Well, you happen to be quite considerably outnumbered, so why don't you tell me your affiliation first?
He kind of takes in what you just said and looks over at the gnome and then over at the goblin, and the goblin just kind of makes shrugging, like a shrug, like gesture. And you kind of hear them just a little bit kind of going, "I mean, why not? Just say it. We are kind of outmatched. We can't do shit." And he ends up just going, "Fine. We're with the people in the city, if you so want to call it that now."
So you would be among the occupiers?
You could say that.
I see.
I'm on a diplomatic mission.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. This is very much a time where you get full reign such.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I would strongly advise that you surrender here.
And why exactly?
As I've mentioned, you are quite outnumbered. You could fight, if you so chose, but it would not end well. We'll be taking you in for questioning regardless.
Even if so, what if one of us, perchance, just noped out of here?
One of you? Do you think you'll all make it out? And as he says this, Orc is going to cast Web centered on them.
Okay. Do they have to make any kind of
Oh shit.
save? I think.
Let me pull up the precise details on that, because
Okay.
I think I have... Oh, there it is.
I would assume.
Web... Yeah. That'll be a dex save for all three of them.
Okay.
Are they on horses, or
No.
are they on foot?
They're on foot.
Okay, so yep, dex save, DC 16.
Gotcha. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Well, one of them is definitely not getting out of it, and that would happen to be the goblin. The other two, they're fine, because one got a 19, the other one got a net 20.
All right, that'll do. But in that case, they are. Let me double check this. They still are on difficult terrain.
Yeah.
And if they do not leave by the end of our next turn, they'll have to make the save again.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 20-foot cube.
Gotcha. After you do that to them,
So they only have half their speed, so if they're like in the middle of it, they literally can't escape it in time.
yeah.
Nope.
But you do notice that the goblin kind of just falls backwards at that one, actually, because they were really not expecting it whatsoever, and they're just kind of like, I'm stuck. Louis, June, please help me. I can't get back up. To which the person that he just called Louis just goes, it's not worth it at this point. I was really just hoping this would be a smaller group of people, but I guess news spreads very well. And you even notice the one that the goblin had called June just kind of starts trying to move, but obviously can't very well. So they're trying to get out, but it's not going well. They almost lose their shoe once or twice as they do this. But they eventually do just kind of fall onto their knees and just go, this really was just not worth coming out here, was it?
Just come quietly and this should go smoothly for all of us. Elwyn, if you wouldn't mind having your bodyguards secure our visitors here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Guards, seize them.
Okay. Are you having them just tie them up, or what you having them do? Or just kind of hold them?
I figure tying them up should
Effectively,
do.
like, restraining their hands and, I guess, tying them up.
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah.
The world's most casual. Guards, seize them.
Yes. So
Guards, seize them.
after your guards ties their hands and whatnot up and kind of just pulls them out of the web a little bit, a lot of them don't even try to run. Granted, the gnome is trying. She's trying to get the restraints off, but she has nothing on her that can get that off. Even when you check, all you really find is like a little piece of paper that just has the spell to do Dementia Door. And you,
Rather valuable scroll, I must say.
yeah, it was our one way to get out of here if I could. Granted, I would sacrifice one of us, but
You'd make it a grand total of 500 feet. We can chase you down over much longer distances than that, I'm afraid.
I suppose. And she kind of just goes quiet after that. And you see a person who is named Louis just looks at you guys just dead in the face. Very stone cold, just no expression on their face. And it goes, well, you said you had questions. I guess ask them if you want. It's not like we'll say much.
Now, where to start? How many people are currently occupying Eltaron? Or just the city, as you might know it?
Depends. We have a good number of people still. But
This isn't still.
I would probably say somewhere over 500. Some of them are captives in the one grand building, I guess. when he says grand building, you know that as the government building that a lot of things happened, especially when it came to trials and laws and a lot of things happening. Not many people have actually been inside of there unless you're there on business or if the doors were allowed to the people, which was not often.
And how many of these people would you say would be both willing and able to defend your occupation?
So far, we should have at least a total of, I believe, maybe 300. It's hard to tell at this point. It could be less, it could be
see.
more.
To your awareness, do you have any members of a royal family in your custody?
He kind of just looks at you and looks off to the side, and then over to the other side, and then back at you and goes, "We might have some. They're in the pit. That's where a lot of our captives are at.
The pit?
We dug a hole in that building where we kept a lot of people who were trying to leave or anybody who was trying to sabotage us or anybody of importance."
Oh, pits.
You
Jesus.
dug a hole, you say?
Mm-hmm.
For your sake, I should hope they're at least being fed.
Of course, we don't want them to
I
die.
assume that I assume that the cross-continental tunnel network didn't go to Eltaron, did it? No, Eltaron. Yeah.
It was, but you guys weren't all the way to there just yet. But I will say, well, I don't know what else to say. I will say when you guys had the brothers, they never really mentioned any holes there.
Okay. So, current information as things go, there is no hole in Eltaron.
No, there is. It's just they have never mentioned it.
In Eltaron. Okay.
So more than likely they didn't dig to
We could
that hole.
extend that tunnel.
Hmm?
We could extend that tunnel into the pit.
You probably could if you knew the direction of where the pit was.
Yeah, we'd have to know where it is
Yeah.
Yeah.
and get to a degree of precision.
But Louis does say that the captives are fed. Maybe not as much as everybody else is fed, but they are fed.
Very well. What is your current access to magic? If even just a small detachment of you has access to a scroll of dimension door, I'd assume you have at least some treasure, although for all I know that could have been looted from our treasury.
I will say I don't use magic. I'm not a mage of any sorts. I just use swords and whatnot.
Well, that stands to reason.
Vex is more so a little sneaky bitch, if anything. They rather just sneak up on people and do stupid shit like that. It's very effective at times, but not always. June can, but she's not that strong with it, if I'm being honest. To which, as soon as he said that, June just tries to nudge at him and goes, "I would say I'm pretty good with it. I just need to have access to my book, which I didn't have with me, because I was told this would be easy once we got notified of the fire. I assumed it would have been a small party, so I only brought the scroll. Can't blame me for being unprepared for all this."
Well, fortunate for us, less so for you. Do you have any form of centralized leadership? Or is it a democracy, or just complete anarchy?
Oh, it's not even anarchy. I would say this is way better than what we were once under, if you ask me. Instead of being ruled by a king or a queen or whatnot, we are just ruled by one person who understands what we want.
And who might that be?
Affected, you don't even. Hold on, let me get to that real quick. I think it's in this book. I don't think it is. Shit! So let's see. Should be a lot better. Shit. I don't know where that book is. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Where's that book? Where is it? Oh, there it is. It was underneath stuff. Oh, shit. I didn't even realize I had all that. Get off. Okay. I managed to find it. You had asked who this person was, correct?
Yes.
Well, you'll probably be meeting her soon. But she's Catherine. Or as she calls herself, the Chosen. She started all this. Created all this. She told us how she used to live in the city of elves and saw just how ass backwards it was. I mean, how can you have all these beautiful structures, all of this, and still think that only some of us can live here? Only? Nobody else. Because what? They're gonna destroy it because, well, the Dragonborn's too big. Or everything else. And don't even get me started on the fact that, because she knows, she's had the visions. She knows that the next in line we're going to cause more havoc, more chaos. They were all going to cause the downfall of Elteron. She just wanted to save it from it happening. Like I said, she's had the vision. She's told us about it. She knows that if this city would have stayed in the hands of the king, it would not have lasted another century or two. Maybe not even another decade.
I suppose we'll never know now, will we? How convenient that the person who said this is the very person who tore the city apart.
We're just going to be building it new, so that it's more welcoming to all, so that no one had to fear anything, so that people could be safe, like they were supposed to. That's all we all wanted. And we're finally going to be getting it. We just have to rebuild everything. We're even starting to. It's not going to look as grand as it used to be, but it doesn't have to. Elteron doesn't have to be built off of beauty alone. It should be built off of other things. Not because we want to show off, not because we're trying to praise somebody else.
I will never accept an Alteron that is built upon what happened to the family I protected 30 years ago.
You're one that escaped.
Indeed, I was. I saw everything you did, or enough of it at least.
Who were you supposed to protect?
The royal family themselves, of course.
And what? Did you not try to stand up for them? Did you not try to fight them? Because from what all I know is that all of us were fine after everything happened. We might have had a couple scrapes and bruises. But all the other guards, just like you, didn't even try to stand up a fight. We might have gotten one to try. But what about you?
I was attacked from behind by one of your so-called saviors. I'm lucky to even be alive now, and I certainly won't be telling you how.
Very well. It's not like it's direly important.
No. And I do believe you may have forgotten who's interrogating who here. So this Catherine you speak of, she has visions of the future?
Yeah. She's an Azamar. All of them have visions. She's told us about everything that could possibly happen here. And she's making sure that it happens. She even was the one that told us about certain areas.
Would she happen to be a spellcaster?
She's one of the greatest. If not better than any of the other wizards that we have. And as soon as he says that, June actually is able to hit him with her shoulder and goes, Louis, you shouldn't say that. Now they know we have a bunch of wizards. What next? Are you going to tell them that we have a bunch of barbarians too? As soon as she says that, the goblin just goes, oh, and you want to talk about speaking your mouth. You both are talking about shit that we have. And you don't even see me talking. I ain't going to. You don't talk, they don't get anything. You got to learn. And to which the little goblin just kind of goes back to what they were doing, which was being quiet. And June ends up just going, I hate you so much. I hate all this.
Very unified, you three are. Very wise. So glad my city is in such good hands.
It's in the greatest of hands. As that comes straight from June. We're treating it just like how it should be. It should be treated differently. Because it's going to be different. Just wait and see. Next thing you know, this great city of Eltaron.
I sure do hope it's going to be different. Well, from how it is currently.
It just takes a while. Change doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes you have to disrupt.
It does.
It can.
If we can tear you down.
Well, it won't happen. I know it won't.
You know, very, very few things in this world are truly known. And I think saying that you know anything for certain is a folly.
How would you know that? I know it to be true.
I don't.
Or you just don't have that kind of knowing that I do when it comes to our people. We've been doing really well all these years since everything has happened. Like I said, we're rebuilding a lot of places. Everything's coming together nicely. Everybody's getting along nicely. It's hard to see so many different groups of people getting along so easily without much of a fucking bitch to come from it.
Yes, I suppose they're all bonding very nicely over having destroyed an entire way of life.
It had to happen. If you would have heard the visions that came from Catherine, you would have understood. But she's tried. She's tried telling people her visions. So many would never listen to her. But she's found a lot of people that understood. I don't know how she does it, but she's wise. She knows what she's talking about. Some people are just blind to the truth.
For what it's worth, I can see your frustrations, your resentment in not being allowed to be a part of our incredible city. Perhaps when it's restored to the royals as it always should have been, I'll put in a word for you. See if we can do something for you properly.
If you are able to even try to defeat us, I would rather go down with all of it. I don't deserve, and neither any of us deserve, any sort of pity from people. I will go down with my leader if anything was to happen.
Well, that's your choice to make. On behalf of myself, Reverend Van Elteron, I certainly wouldn't mind never seeing you again after all this.
Same back here.
At least we understand each other. What passages in and out of the city do you have, other than the main gates?
The one who ends up speaking up on that one comes from Louis. He just goes, well, the only one we really have is the main gate. I could assume there could be other ones that we've just not patched up, but we've tried to patch up every area that had another entrance or exit system. So far it is just the front. But I'll say it actually does look 10 times better than what it used to look like. We did kinda have to destroy it just to get everybody in, or else would have had a stampede on ourselves and we would have looked like fools trying to enter in the city.
How many patrols do you have, and how often? Are they all as small as this group?
We're just only a small one because we saw and were told about the smoke that was coming from here. Most patrols are at least 4, 5 people attached to them. Usually we have a couple that hang out in the front. And then we always have a couple other people that do rotations. I don't pertain to those rotations as that's not where I put myself. I work on the other things inside the buildings. So I don't know how frequent that rotation happens. But
Well, Eloin, can you think of anything else we ought to know? Eve?
weaknesses? Any vulnerabilities?
Hmm.
But I highly doubt you'd say anything about those.
And you would be right.
I'm sure you probably think you're invincible anyway.
So I suppose you don't want a quick death, do you? That kind of attitude.
You see all three of their faces just kind of scrunching up a little bit. Kind of thinking in their brains. What were
You have information on my friend's city that you're not sharing with us. And you'd rather die to protect it?
No. That's happening anyway. This is about how much pain it'll involve.
It does not matter. It's not like we could fight back. You have us bound. This could be seen as overly done to attack someone who can't even defend themselves.
300 martyrs
I'm
or
well
300
aware.
prisoners. It'll all be the same in the end.
But right now, honestly, I'm just working out the most painful way to do it. Just formulating in my head. You better speak up before I actually come up with an idea. Settle on it.
You actually see
Too quick. No, they bleed out from that one.
Louis just looking over at both June, who's very just kind of like not showing much emotion, and then over at the goblin, who kind of just looks a bit scared as shit. To which, as soon as he starts to look away,
I mean, no shit.
as soon as he like starts to look back at you guys, the goblin just kind of goes, how about we just kind of make this a little bit easier? Okay, I really don't want to die. I have family on the inside. We could take you to the gates, if anything. And, I mean, I would rather just be let go and just kind of go my own way. Like, not even go back to the city. I don't know what the
Not
others...
hearing an answer to my old question, I'm afraid.
I mean, I'd rather not die. Like I said, I got family. I only joined this because I was
Like
told.
I said. Do you know any vulnerabilities? Any weaknesses? Any points of failure?
I mean... I really...
Lots of people have families.
I really don't know too much. I mean, like I said, most of the people who close to, I guess, Catherine are magic users. So there is that. They all use magic. Her second in command, he's a very strong guy. Kind of does everything for her without her having to do anything. And
Is there any way to get to them? On a personal level?
I mean,
Anything that sets them off?
realistically, they're always together. Catherine and her guy, along with the other wizards, they're always close together. It's like she's fucking paranoid about being separated from them.
I see.
And usually if there's any kind of meetings, there's always like a lot of people close by too. But typically a lot of people are kind of just doing their own things, rebuilding stuff and whatnot. But yeah, that's at least much as I know. And as soon as the goblin's just done, you see Louis having the most pissed off face ever. he is fucking red in the face. And he looks directly down at them and just go, "Facts? Why in the hells would you admit all of that? What? Now they know exactly what they're going to be
They
dealing with."
didn't. You just did. You just did.
What?
They could have been lying. You confirmed it.
As soon as you say that, he just has this most dumbfounded
You're the
look.
traitor.
He has the most dumbfounded look ever. And he kind of just falls face first into the ground.
Congratulations. You're a traitor to your homeland.
To which Vex kind of just, like, is snickering just a little bit. After realizing what you just did, it just goes, "We got a smart one." Granted,
That's for calling me stupid. Right, you two. You get to choose what you do with them. And don't scare at them.
Hmm.
I had my fun.
Many thanks for your assistance. This is certainly more your wheelhouse than mine.
And don't worry, Octavia, I wasn't really gonna kill them.
Oh, good. Because, I was a little worried.
No, it's alright.
You know, I was going to
I'm not-
actually...
That much like my family.
I was gonna, in a shocking twist of events, I was gonna suggest that I use my gift if there's no other way to get information, but thank you for saving me from having to do that.
Of course. It would make you uncomfortable.
Never like using it unless I have to.
Oh,
There's always ways of getting information.
I will ask, when you said not going to kill them, did you say that out loud or kind of in a whisper?
Yeah. Yeah, I said that out loud.
You say that out loud, and you just hear from June just going, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?" And you just like see her just falling back on her back, and as she's just kind of trying to kick at the air, she's like, "I thought I was going to be seeing the hells, and I'm not.
Quite
Fuck.
a talented diplomat, isn't she?
Oh, I can't wait for you guys to get your guys' heads chopped off."
Oh, so who's starting violence now?
That's part of my thing. Like I said, if I had my book, every single
What, you kill me?
yeah,
You kill me.
yeah.
Well, that's not very nice.
Any idea where your book is?
Do I look that gullible?
You want an answer to that?
Look, the others are gullible. Especially, and she, like, points with her foot over at Louis, just goes, especially him. He's gullible.
You know what I think?
And she
goes, you know what I think?
What?
and she speaks in a very pointed sharpness, very often used by her. And she goes,
I think your inability to trust each other will be your downfall.
Well, I mean, if you put 3 different people together who all do different times at jobs, yeah. I only
You
filled
ratted out
in.
You ratted out everything at the thought of your own death.
I didn't. I'm just here.
no, she's staring at the one who did.
He just is like, not even responsive. But Vax is the one that just goes, "Look, I was thinking of my family.
It's understandable, but also, like, you're not really that dedicated.
I mean, can you blame a goblin?"
Not really. However, if you just complied with us, we wouldn't have had to be this mean. I didn't like it one bit.
And the goblin just kind of sighs and looks down at their lap. "So, what's gonna happen to us now?"
Well, that would be the question. In spite of what Eluin had to say, or rather, in accordance with it afterwards, I am not particularly interested in killing any of you. Wouldn't make anything easier on our end, would only create a couple of martyrs for your movement if they even found out. And it would just be messy. Now, here's an interesting idea. Suppose I were to free 2 of you, but only if you could agree on who stays behind. With the condition that I never see any of you in or near Elteron again. What
I
would you
like
say to that?
And what would the person staying behind be doing, per se?
Well, we just keep you around for information. You'd be treated decently, of course, probably better than those in your pit.
And Vax just kind of looks over at the other two. Both June and Louis are just kind of on the ground. Both just kind of defeated. I don't know which one you would want to keep. If you let June go, she might just end up going back and getting her book and whatnot. If you keep... Well, if you let Louis go, he'll still end up going back. Unless he's slightly smart enough to go somewhere else. I, on the other hand, don't have much information. And I would probably just be having my family come back with me and we'd go somewhere else. If you want to make sure that you don't have to deal with someone too stupid, could always just keep June. If she doesn't have her book, she's basically useless.
Would you all 3 agree to that?
Louis just is like on the ground, facing the ground, just going, "Yeah, I suppose just keep her. I don't care at this point." And June springs up and goes, "What? You guys are willing to sacrifice me? All because I can't get a hold of my book?" And all three just kind of turn.
Majority consensus has been reached, it seems.
But the other three do look at her and just go, "You are weak without your book. What can you do without it? Unless you have a scroll." And she just goes, "Fine. I guess."
I must say I was expecting quite a bit more argument. Well, I'm an elf of my word. Three of those 2.
Okay.
And the guards will kind of start untying.
Okay. As you guys, the bodyguards are untying both Vax and Louis. Vax actually is rubbing the areas where the rope was at and kind of just looks at you guys and just goes, "Okay, I'll just start heading in a direction. I'll have my family find that area. I can travel for a little bit in the dark. I'll be fine. Thank you for not killing me.
Don't go getting yourself killed now. Be awfully a waste.
I'm a rogue. I can handle myself pretty well. And you actually do see them just kind of going past the entire camp. Just kind of just like not caring if they just see all of them. all of them. And then you see Louis kind of standing up, also rubbing the areas where they were bound. And he just kind of goes, and that's it. As long as I don't go back, that's it.
That was the agreement, yes.
Fine. I guess.
Go find a less destructive life for yourself, yes?
I guess.
You've been given a second lease.
You could say fourth at
Don't
this
spend
point.
it all in the same place as you did your first.
You could actually just say this is my fourth time. But
Not really. Lucky you, then.
fourth time's the charm, I guess.
I'd say place your chips on a different horse.
Indeed.
I guess I'll find a place that will be nice. Hopefully I don't see any of you guys there.
Fingers crossed.
And you actually see him not going in the direction where the camp is behind you guys, but in a completely different direction, but not towards Eltron. He's definitely going north from what it looks like. But as they have now left, you are just now left with June, who is still tied up and is sulking at this point on the ground.
I suppose you would be with us for a long haul, then.
I guess.
Well, I have no further questions for you for now. See that she is fed and watched over.
Of course.
Okay. In doing so, the guards just kind of take her to an area, and they also kind of give her some of the food that some of the others were eating. They even like literally just hand it over to her, like, here, you want some food? And she kind of just grudgingly just takes it, and she eats it. She's like, she looks like she's wanting to enjoy the food, but she's like trying to make herself like not. Like she's like scrunching her face at times, but then if no one's looking, she actually has like a face that shows like, ooh, this is actually kind of good.
That old routine from good old Uncle Myrtle.
Hmm.
Of course, he always used to follow through.
That's the funny thing. When I pictured this day, I imagined it would involve a lot more vengeance, a lot more fireballs, and yet here I am now. I just want it to be over, and I want my country back, my city.
Yeah.
And we could fight our way there, of course, but why not just offer a path of least resistance? Perhaps when this is all over, I could speak to the sanctuary and negotiate some kind of agreement where those who surrendered willingly can live there in peace.
Seems you and I want the exact opposite things.
Is that
For
so?
different places.
Hmm.
Yep. You want to rebuild a ruin. I want to make a new one.
Well, I'm not privy to everything your family's done, and I imagine I'd be quite less sane if I was.
Well, I came out okay, no?
More or less, it seems.
And kind of gives this grin that's a little too big and a little too, like... Yeah.
Yeah.
A little too manic. Well, all the same, it should be said, once Elteron is sorted out, you have my support in whatever you should choose to do with your homeland.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking... give it the Noah treatment. Use my own family's medicine against them.
Ooh.
Infiltration, espionage, and destabilization.
Nice.
Thank you.
Of course.
Never thought I'd be so trusting of anyone to share so much.
Well, it's certainly a privilege.
Now let's go rebuild a city.
Let's.
Okay. So as you guys go and sleep a little bit more, around the time that typically you would wake up, Auric, since you don't need a whole lot of sleep, you look around and you see a couple of the other people who are elves also waking up. And as you look at them and then look back towards where Eltron is, you're instead blocked by a view of someone very familiar. As you see their tail just kind of swinging back and forth, and their long horns as well. He turns around and looks down at you and goes, "Oh, you're awake. Have a good trance."
Hello again.
Hello. Couldn't help but overhear your little conversation with those people. I almost wanted to
Yes.
I almost wanted to step in and help you, but you seem like you had it well under control. I'm glad.
Yes, if they knew a god was suddenly involved, they might not stay so composed.
Oh, not many people figure that out so quickly. I can change my form to be whatever I want. I don't have to look like a tiefling. I just think they're fascinating.
Reminds me of someone.
But I can be whatever I want. I could look like a human. I could be a dragonborn. Whatever I choose. I'm allowed. I am a god. And no one would know that that's not what I actually look like. But a tiefling is fun. Some people give weird looks. Some, they're intrigued. Others don't care. But I do hope for all this to go smoothly.
I hope so as well.
Yeah. I remember when Eltron was being built all those years ago. It went from a small little town, to something bigger and bigger every couple of years after that. To the point that by the time it was this, oh, had been too long. At that point, I permanently made myself available to this planet, to where I could see all of it at all times. And seeing this go from something so small to something so grand, it's quite amazing. I was impressed. I almost wanted to say
What's it
something.
like? What's it like taking in that much information at once?
You kind of get scared, but then at some point you kind of just accept it. Everything changes at all times. I would assume it's similar to how you elves feel, where you kind of are in one thing, and then things start to happen. And the next thing you know, a couple people have died, your entire city is different, whether for good or bad. Or who knows? I would assume it's similar. It's just the case for me, I've seen it all. I've seen
That's the funny thing. I lived in Eltron for 122 years, and much of it was the same. It was pleasant even, having a routine, knowing exactly what my life would be like, having everything the way it should be. And then it's like all of a change a normal person would have had in that time just rubber banded back. And then the last 30 years, chaos.
Yep. I can't say it hasn't been the first that I've seen a place get into ruins, but some places are a lot easier to handle on your own, while some are a lot kinder. It's just the way this world works. Sometimes the fates are nice, sometimes they're not. Sometimes I wish I had more control over it. But all I can do is... And as he starts to say the next part, you actually see some magic come from his fingers as he says, and all I get to do is make things grow. And you see him actually, from the ground up until a certain point, you see him grow this very beautiful, small little rose bush right next to him. You even see all the flowers start to bloom all at once as well.
How lovely.
Yes. It is very, very beautiful. I sometimes like to do that to some people. I've seen it all. I've seen so many people falling in love, and they're looking for something to use before they used rings. Some used flowers. So sometimes I would just overhear what she wants, or he wants, or they want. And I will grow it right next to their partner. And give them a little nudge. And boom, it's right there. And everything's all good. I don't mess with the fates that much. Nor do I mess with love. I don't control that. But sometimes a little nudge helps. Even if it is as
Very
simple.
kind blessing.
Yeah. It can be very kind. Till it's not. Especially when you know you have people, and just know people, who are not good. This Catherine person isn't the first time I've heard of people who aren't good people, but claim that they are. There's a lot of gods out there. A lot of archdevils out there who like to believe that they do good. But they're not.
That's the question I wonder. How many of them are convinced or have convinced themselves that they're acting for the greater good? And how many of them just put on that mask for the sake of controlling others?
Well, I can tell you, there is definitely one that I think that question too, and I've tried asking her. I don't get a good answer because all I can feel that comes from them is hatred and loathing. And I feel like I should hate myself and despise myself, and I never understand why. But then, once I realized what their powers were, a lot of us had to distance ourselves from them. They weren't a good god at all. They were a god that just wanted people to hate themselves and to always be sad and depressed. And I've seen too many people that follow them in their path. But I'm glad that they don't have that big of a standing. A lot of their followers have since died, or they're so small in numbers they can't do anything.
Well, yes, I'd imagine basing your entire life around angst and hatred and depression doesn't do much for one's motivation.
It doesn't. But it is very contagious sometimes. It's like once one person feels it, it just feels like it overconsumes you. But if you get out of it quick enough, you're able to bounce back pretty well. I sometimes like to go up to people that I can see are going through things, and I try to help them. Because I can almost see it forming on their shoulders. But sadly, not every person can see it. Small price to pay to be a god. You see everything around you. And you see it from a different perspective. You see all of nature and everything around it. And you're not the one in control of that. But you could always try. It could work. Or it won't. Who knows? But you still have a lot you have to do. You have a lot you're going through. Especially with this Aasimar.
Indeed. Would you happen to know which god she's connected to?
I can try. And he starts to think just a little bit. It's like, there's gotta be a god out there that she resonates with. And as he starts to think and tries to put through his like head, he's like, I can't really think of one. That doesn't mean that she couldn't be, but only some of us know who our children are. I know who all mine are, in a weird way. It's strange
Could there
knowing.
be such a thing as an Aasimar if it isn't connected to a god, or if it is connected to multiple?
Sometimes it's very rare for an Aasimar to be connected to multiple. It's not like it wouldn't have been the first. But to other beings, they would have had to come here. And I do know of portals that come through. And I know of the one for the Fey Realm. But I don't see a lot of them coming through. And they couldn't be from the Hells because they would be a tiefling like me. Which that still does not make sense to my brain how that works. Granted, doesn't mean I'm gonna go try and figure that one out. I wish not to go to the Hells. I wish not to see my brother. Did that once, never again. But it could be possible that this Asimar's maybe not from a god, but if they mention anything relating to only things that Asimars from gods have, then they have to be from somebody.
Well, she does receive visions, so I would assume that would come from a god.
Yeah, that would. And I can't think that the god of prophecy would have another kid. They stopped coming down to this place after Quincy. So I don't think it could have been him. And it's not mine. I've not been to Eltron, and well, I have, but not that year, many years ago.
Could it be war, perhaps? She's certainly sown chaos.
Of who? I'm sorry.
Could it be war?
Oh, Koros, the god of war.
Yes.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Could? He doesn't have a whole lot, but maybe. I'd have to ask him. Maybe get lucky that he's on a calmer side. And I don't think any of the Winter Maiden would be down here. She doesn't want to be down here. She likes the mountains. And Repeta, she only has minor gods. She doesn't have Asimar children. Neither does Zolo. They're the only two that don't have Asimar children. Who knows? Nope. Cat's doing something. But, like I said, I can try to figure it out for you. I just don't, and I shouldn't be meddling too much with stuff, but I can try to figure it out.
Any help you're willing to give, I would greatly appreciate.
It's no problem. If anything, if I can try, I could probably try to see who this person is and figure out anything about them, but by then you guys might already be inside. But I can definitely give it a shot with whatever I can do for you.
Thank you.
It's no problem. I should probably be making my way. The sun's coming up. And some of your men and women are coming and waking up.
Indeed. I have a very busy day ahead of me as well.
Well, I do hope everything goes smoothly for you and your group.
That's all I could ask for.
And it's all I can say. See you around.
And you.
And with that, as you watch him kind of walk off, he kind of just disappears into the space as he keeps walking away. And I will say with that, we're gonna end.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yes. I'll say
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's fun.
for
Also, sorry for all the sneezing and sniffling and stuff. I am
Oh, no
sick.
worries at all.
yeah, you're all good.
Feel better soon.
I will try.
Okay, let me go and stream real quick. Yeah. That is the end of the stream. Thank you for everybody who has joined. I'm glad everybody has liked the session. We got through so much. Next session, session 18, is definitely going to be quite a bit. I don't know exactly what we're going to get ourselves into, But I hope you guys are able to see this and are able to watch it. Remember, our next session will be on the 30th, I believe, is when the next one will happen, because today is the 16th. So, yes, it's going to be on the 30th. Please come and watch us on that day. But thank you to everybody who has watched. Thank you to the players. Thank you to everybody who has watched the video and or has watched the stream. And I will see everybody next time. Bye-bye!